Hello everyone, welcome back, or really welcome, I'm back, and also hello to the 2 subscribers I have right now, pretty much. I thought I should give you an update and maybe I should actually start posting these videos, so I'm sorry you're getting all of this late, very late for some things. But I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on. I got this. So basically, I think the last time I showed you that I submitted my application, and then the next day, I think it was the next day, very quickly, I got invited. Ooh, where are my words today? I got invited to interview to SCNM. So I scheduled a date. They had specific dates that you could go and do an interview. So I think what was left was December 6th or something and the 13th. That was what was left for the rest of the year. So I chose the 13th because that's what worked best for me. It was right after finals, and let me tell you, it was a very, very crazy week. I was like stressed a month before it was even time, because I scheduled the interview. About mid-November, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the week of finals, like it's gonna be crazy. So we had actually already bought plane tickets at that point. So my advisor had already told me the dates, the future dates for interviews, and so I already knew that that was going to be the date that I needed to do. That was going to be what worked best for me. So I had gone ahead and actually already booked flights and a place to stay by the time that I officially got asked to interview. So by that time, once I actually was officially there, I realized like how much was going on that week. So let's fast forward to that week. I had a final in my historical perspectives in psychology class on Tuesday night, and it was not that bad, but I was really stressed because the next day, which was Wednesday night, I had a final for my OChem class, a cumulative final, and it was just a lot of information. So I had that Wednesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. and then the next morning I got up at 3:45 in the morning to go and get on the plane. So we went to the airport. My flight left at about 6 a.m. and then I got to Arizona at about 7:30 or 7:40. And so when I woke up, I was not hungry. It was like the middle of the night, so I hadn't eaten anything. And then I got to Arizona and I wasn't really hungry because it was still early, but there was a time change, like a 1-hour difference. But I knew that I was gonna be hungry when I got to where I was going. So I'm vegan, hence my herbivore sweatshirt. And there was not a lot to choose from in the airport. Or like, I didn't really want food. I did want food, but I had told my Airbnb host that I was gonna be there by like 8 o'clock, and so I was like, I can't be late because I just hate being late for things, even though I could tell her that I was running late because it was a flight. But anyways, basically I just bought a bag of Gardettos at the airport, and then I got a Lyft, which was my first time taking a Lyft or Uber or anything in another city all by myself. So I did that, and then I got to the Airbnb. It was really nice. The host was super nice. It looked like a hotel. It was super modern and clean, and just, it was a really nice place to go to. But I was super tired. I slept pretty much the whole plane ride there, and then I took a nap for a couple hours, and I woke back up around 10 o'clock, and that's when I started getting ready for the pre-interview day. So basically what that was is we got to be a student of the day. So we got to pretend to be an ND student basically in the clinic, and then we did a tour of the an alumni's private practice, and then we had a dinner with the student ambassadors. So by the time we got to, I got to SCNM, there were a couple other people there. They were really nice, and it ended up being 4 of us. We did the student for a day experience, so we split up into pairs. So I got paired with another woman, and we went and we got to experience what it's like in their clinic. So what they do is they have 6 students and a licensed practicing naturopathic doctor. And so first they meet, they are in a room with like a conference room basically, and they discuss their patients, what's going on with them, what kind of research they've done that would help their patients. And then they talk to their patient, they see if there's been any developments, any new information, just make sure that they've been following protocol, all of that. Then they go back and they talk with the naturopathic doctor and decide on a treatment plan for them. And then they go back and talk to the patient again, and then they go through checkout. Pretty simple, but basically instead of just seeing your doctor, you would see the student, and then the second time around, I don't know if they always do, but probably the naturopathic doctor would come in and talk to them a little bit. But the licensed naturopathic doctor is always going to be there to make sure that the medicine is being practiced properly. So we did that for about 3 hours, and I was getting pretty tired by that time. Like I ate like half of the bag of Gardettos, and they were not satisfying at all, and they just made me feel gross. And then I started kind of like sweating, like kind of anxious sweating or something, but I wasn't anxious. It's just like my body was not happy with me. But we made it through, and that was a really interesting experience to just see the process, see what it's like to talk to patients, all of that. And then we left, we met up with everyone, and then one more prospective student joined in with us, and we got on a van and we went to the private practice. So in the private practice we got to take a tour. It was really interesting because they use like all of the different modalities there, which is really cool. Because a lot of naturopathic doctors, they don't use all of the modalities, they use a couple of them or so that they primarily use to treat their patients, because you don't need all of them really. But it was cool that this place had everything. They had a sauna, they did acupuncture, they did minor surgeries, all of that. And then after that we went to dinner. It was catered by Benny Plates, which is on campus at SCNM, and there were a couple student ambassadors, and we got a couple new prospective students come in, and we just got to chat, ask questions, just have a casual dinner. It was really nice. All the food was vegan and gluten-free and nut-free, which was really nice and accommodating. I was surprised that they made everyone's food the same, kind of, because I was expecting like one meal to be vegan or like, but everyone just had the same thing and everyone was chill with it. It was cool. And so it was really nice getting our questions answered and getting to know the other prospective students. Like I loved being able to get to know the people beforehand, and like just being on campus, getting the feel for it, getting comfortable there the day before. That was super helpful for me personally. So then that night I was just super excited from what happened that day, and I was pumped up. Just like the people are all so nice on the campus, and it just really felt like home. I felt very comfortable there, so it made me less anxious for the interview day. And I was actually super excited in bed, like I could not fall asleep. I wanted to go to bed early, but I didn't go to bed that late. I went to bed at like maybe 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. But yeah, that was the first day. And then the next day was interview day. So I got up at about 6 a.m., got ready, and then I took a lift there. This whole time I'm lifting, obviously, but I took a lift to the school, I got there about 7 o'clock, and there were other students there. We were just waiting around, and then we got a few more students that came for the interview day that couldn't make it for the pre-interview day, I guess. So then we went to the medical clinic again, and we got a tour of that. We got to see basically every room. We got to see where they do IV therapy, acupuncture, minor surgeries, light therapy, saunas, all of that stuff. It was really, really cool. Because I actually, before then, when I had gone to Discovery Day, I thought the clinic was actually where the regenerative medicine is, the pain center. So it was neat to get a look around there. And then we got a tour of the pain center, sort of. Yeah, we got a little tour. It wasn't, I guess, we kind of ran out of time, but we mostly talked in like the main room once you get through the doors to the clinic. So we talked with one of the doctors, and he told us about what they do at the pain center, and then he showed us a couple of rooms, and then we had to leave to start the actual interviews. So that's when things started getting more nerve-wracking, but it was fine. We got to have breakfast. It was buffet style. It was just like yogurt, granola, fruit, like bars. It was low-key. They had some coffee, and it was good and relaxing. I had a banana because bananas, the potassium in there, are good for when you are nervous. It'll calm your system. So then we all sat down. There were long tables, and we had name placards that told us where to sit, and it came with one of these folders, which basically had the itinerary for the day and some other information in there. And the admissions advisors, they talked to us, just told us an overview of the day, and then we started. So we started with the multiple mini interviews, and that is basically what a lot of medical schools have started doing. It was started in Canada, I believe. And so my first one was, so you read the prompt, right? And then you go into a room and you answer the prompts to whoever is in there, and they take notes, and then you leave. So we had about 7 minutes to do that, and then we got another prompt and we completed that, and then we left. So that was the first two. Then the third one, we did a team task. It wasn't very hard. I don't know if I should say what it was. They probably change it each year, but just in case, I don't want to get in trouble. I haven't started school yet. Just in case, I'm not going to tell you, but it was really nice. Like it was a fun experience, and it was actually kind of invigorating. Like, I liked thinking on the spot and having that creative, critical thinking aspect involved. So then the next part was, we did a writing assignment, and then we had lunch, I think. Let me check. It doesn't really matter, but yeah, so then they started doing presentations. Here is the schedule for the day. Can't really read it, but there it was. So then we had presentations, and then throughout these presentations, we were called back for our personal interviews. So the personal interview is you in there with one practicing ND and then one basic sciences professor. So the basic sciences, mine was like an adjunct professor, so he both practiced and he taught, and I think that's probably what most of them were. But you go in there, you have 30 minutes to talk. They asked me a lot of questions, and it was kind of nerve-wracking at that point. Like, I was feeling okay, but then the room was really hot. Like, I don't think there was AC in there or something, and the sun was just flowing in, and I was wearing a little blazer with my dress, and it wasn't a bad experience. It was not my favorite one. I liked the mini interviews better, for sure. But both of the interviewers were super nice. It was really a conversation. Like, you don't have to be that concerned about it. It's like all of the current students were telling us when we were asking for advice, like, how should we prepare? You don't memorize anything. You really just need to know yourself, and just be yourself. Like, no, maybe like refresh yourself on your essay and your resume. Because they asked me one question about leadership, and I said no, like I hadn't done any, but I actually have, and I kind of just forgot on that one. But I was in the interview, I was able to like explain it after I answered no, which I have no clue why I said no, but it ended up okay. So we did that, and then finished out the presentations. Then we had lunch, talked to 2 more student ambassadors, answered some more questions. The dean came in, and then they told us how we would check our status, and that was the whole day. Overall, it was fun. It was very fun, and it was a very good experience. And I actually emailed my admissions advisor and let her know and said thank you to everyone, because it definitely could have been worse. It was really fun. I don't know what else to say about it. But anyways, yeah, that was it. And then so they told us that we would find out about our status on Monday at the latest, Tuesday at 9 a.m. Arizona time, which is, I think, Mountain Time. So they told us that, and then after I got off the plane, I think, back to Dallas, oh yeah, so after the interview day, I talked to some people, got some of their information. Then I went to eat at a vegan restaurant, of course, and then I got on a plane, went to the airport, blah, blah, blah. So after I think I got off the plane, I saw that one girl had already been accepted. I saw it on her Instagram story, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so early. And then I checked mine, and it didn't say that it was ready yet, and I was like, what? I thought we were gonna find out on Monday. This is so stressful. So then I was super anxious, like all of Saturday and Sunday, and it was, I thought I was gonna get to relax. I was done with finals, done with my degree, done with the interview process, all of it, but no, I was still anxious. And so then came Monday, and I checked. I was like kind of trying to avoid checking my email to see if like it was ready to check my status and stuff, because Monday was also my graduation day. So I was kind of anxious, but at about 11 o'clock or 11:30, I got an email back from my admissions advisor, because I told you I had said thank you, and she was like, yes, thank you, I'll definitely pass the message on. And she said, see you again soon, ... or something like that at the end of the email. And I was like, that seems like a good sign. So on on Saturday and Sunday, I was like overthinking all of my answers and what else I could have said and blah blah blah. So I was like, what's gonna happen? But that short little thing at the end of her email made me think, that sounds like a good sign. But then I checked my other email, and it hadn't said that it was ready to check my status yet, but I just went online and I went to the application portal, and it said admitted, and I was so happy and so relieved, and then I could enjoy my graduation, and it was wonderful. So now I'm just trying to decide whether I want to actually continue and start in the spring in April, or go to the fall. Because spring, they said that in my interview, they actually said that they highly recommend starting or moving at least 30 days in advance, which is a little bit sooner than I was planning. And so I'm just kind of weighing the pros and cons of starting in fall versus spring, because I still have one prereq to take, which would go from January through March, so I wouldn't have a lot of time where I would actually get to do nothing. which is okay, like where I wouldn't have anything that I had to do, which is okay. But I'm just thinking about like if that is gonna be the best thing for me, since I haven't had a lot of downtime, even though I really do want to get started. They talked so much about how it is a very rigorous course load. It's a very rigorous program because it really is medical school, and you cannot underestimate it. And yeah, they said, like, some of the students had mentioned, like, do what you want to do, make sure you get your time because before you start, because you won't have that once you start, because it's just such an intense program. So I'm thinking about like whether it's gonna be good to start right away or give it some time, save some money, give myself some time to do some things. But we'll see. I guess I'll let you know. I'm in contact with my admissions advisor still and financial aid, and hopefully I can talk to another student about what they think. So that is the update. I am officially gonna be a naturopathic medical school student, and I'm very excited. So thank you and have a good day. Bye.